Well, just when you thought you'd heard everything, here's something else that's very prophetic. And we know that when Ezekiel 38 speaks about Gog of the land of Magog and all of the participants that are going to invade Israel, we know that Russia is one of these countries. So this was posted in Breitbart.com October 8th, 2021, and it's titled, Russia Invites Taliban to Regional Summit in Moscow. Russia has invited the Taliban to attend an October 20th meeting in Moscow alongside representatives from China, India, Iran, and Pakistan to discuss geopolitical situation in Afghanistan. In the AFP France press, and this was reported Thursday. Russia's presidential envoy to Afghanistan, Zamir Kabulov, was asked by reporters at a press briefing October 7th if the Kremlin had invited a Taliban delegation to the upcoming summit. Yes, Kabulov replied, as quoted by the Russian state-run news agency RIA Novosti. Kabulov referred to the October 20 talks as a Moscow format meeting. He did not specify who would represent the Taliban in its delegation. In addition to the Taliban, various other Afghan parties will also be invited to the talks, the Associated Press reported October 7th. Asked by journalists at Thursday's press conference if Russia plans to send humanitarian aid to Afghanistan, Kabulov said, "This is being worked out." He added that Moscow was collecting cargo ship to the impoverished country, which previously relied almost entirely on U.S.-backed funding for food and essentials. As we know, the Taliban seized control of Afghanistan on August 15th by ousting the country's U.S.-backed government from Kabul amid a Western troop withdrawal to end a nearly 20-year-long war. Moscow has in recent years hosted Taliban delegations for a series of talks, attempting to mediate peace with the Afghan government, which crumbled with the militant group's offensive. The latest trip took place in July, 1 month ahead of the Taliban's overthrow of the government, the Moscow Times recalled on October 7th. The Russian military has carried out several live-fire exercises at its base in Tajikistan, an ex-Soviet republic that shares a nearly 1,500-kilometer border with Afghanistan since the Taliban's takeover, the newspaper noted. The Kremlin technically recognizes the Taliban as a terrorist organization within Russia, although Kabulov on Thursday suggested this formality would not prevent Moscow from holding serious talks with the group on October 20th. He stopped short of suggesting that Russia would formally recognize the Taliban as Afghanistan's new legislative ruler, which is what the group hopes to achieve among the international community. In separate comments to the press on October 4th, Kabulov and Moscow would not exclude revising the UN sanctions regime against the Taliban, according to AFP. But at this stage, we believe it is not expedient to rush, he added. While most foreign countries evacuated their embassies in Kabul after the Taliban overtook the capital on August 15th, Russia declined to vacate its Kabul embassy. Russia's ambassador to Afghanistan, Dmitry Zhirnov, met with the Taliban shortly after they deposed Kabul's U.S.-backed government. Clearly, when all of these people come together, it's going to produce the Gog of Magog war. Now listen to what God says in Ezekiel 38, and this is verse 18. This is what will happen in that day when Gog attacks the land of Israel. My hot anger will be aroused, declares the sovereign Lord. In my zeal and fiery wrath, I declare that at that time there shall be a great earthquake in the land of Israel. The fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the beasts of the field, every creature that moves along the ground, and all the people on the face of the earth will tremble at my presence. The mountains will be overturned, the cliffs will crumble, and every wall will fall to the ground. I will summon a sword against Gog on all my mountains, declares the sovereign Lord. Every man's sword will be against his brother. I will execute judgment on him with plague and bloodshed. I will pour down torrents of rain, hailstones, and burning sulfur on him, and on his troops, and on the many nations with him. And so I will show my greatness and my holiness, and I will make myself known in the sight of many nations, and then they will know that I am the Lord. Clearly, this alliance shows us that these things are setting up for a dramatic event to happen. And believe me, when it does happen, you just heard what God said that He's going to do. And all the world is going to witness what God does when they come into the land of Israel. And this is one of those things that we know is signaling the times that we're living in to be the very last days. I just wanted to report on this story. I know it's kind of a short video, but I just wanted to tell you that this is what's happening. So October 20th is the date that that event is supposed to take place in Moscow. Thanks for listening. It's kind of getting late here, so I just wanted to get this short story on camera and upload it for you to hear everything that's going on with this. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. And if you like this channel, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And I thank you very much. And I'll talk to you a little bit later. Shalom. Shalom. Good night. Good night.